y'all get them? Can y'all see them? Or do they need an hour? It's good? Okay, good.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, settle down now. Are y'all ready to begin? Everyone's ready to begin? Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Attorney Oliver Jason Brown, and I am the attorney for the petitioners in this bipartisan petition to seek injunctive relief. And today, we're coming forward because we need to deliver a message to the community. The reason why Judge Reisner, who is a Democrat, and Pastor Vega, who's a Republican, and Bianca Gracia, who's a Republican, and all the Democrat and Republican supporters that we have here have come together is because this last election, the early voting and the actual May 1st primary was tainted. I said March. The March 1st primary was tainted by multiple failures within the actual election process. And so what I want to do is kind of explain to you guys like why we're filing this suit. This is not to be a political attack. It's not about Republican versus Democrat. What this is about making sure that when November comes along, that we have an accurate process by which we can trust the vote. This suit is filed primarily to ensure that we have a safe, an accurate, and efficient count at the ballot. There was numerous errors that were within this last cycle, and it's only going to get worse if the county doesn't do something about it. That includes they were using improper ballot paper. They had different sizes. They didn't have the machines calibrated. That lack of calibration led to smearing of individuals' ballots, and by those ballots being smeared, they were unable to count them. It made them go through a very convoluted process by which to determine the voter's intent. Additionally, as y'all are aware now, that over 10,000 votes were not counted. Just recently, Ms. Longoria was asked, was it perfectly 10,000 votes? And even after her coming to this knowledge of the votes, she could not give the exact vote count. I want it to be very clear that in Texas election code, it says that when you have a discrepancy as such, they are supposed to go back and recount. Although this election is not demanding such a recount, it is by operation of law that they should go back and do the count over. There are numerous other candidates, both Democrat and Republican, that had very close races. By having 10,000 votes set out, that could actually mean the difference between first and second place. When we are moving forward on this suit, what we're attempting to do is engage in what's called a discovery process to go through and find out each and every error that we've already alleged. I've conducted a good faith investigation prior to filing this suit. Both parties have been very cooperative of bringing information forward, and now we look forward to proving it in court and seek injunctive relief to prevent this from happening in November. Do y'all have any questions?
As somebody had mentioned earlier, it's our understanding the elections administrator has submitted her resignation effective July 1st. How does that impact this petition you filed?
I don't believe it impacts the petition because of the fact that we've sued her in the official capacity. Now, what it does say to me is that if she's going to resign in July, we still have runoffs and a couple other minor elections between now and July, which calls into question who's going to really be in charge of these upcoming runoffs. And so we may need to move forward with some type of temporary injunction to have her removed from the process or to have some other outside entity come in to assist within the counting of these runoffs.
And what is your reaction to her submitting that resignation?
Honestly, she couldn't leave fast enough. And so by her waiting till July, I still would like to deliver a message to her. She needs to resign and leave immediately.
My understanding is the Harris County Republican Party has also filed a petition. Why file a separate one if they've already done that?
Well, one, we're not part of the Republican Party. Although we have Republican members, okay, we're not the RNC or the Harris County Democrat Party or the Harris County Republican Party. These are voters asserting voters' rights. What we're protesting is the rights of all voters throughout the Harris County and Houston area. So what the Republicans did is separate from what we're trying to achieve. I believe when I read the claims that the Republicans asserted, they were more on contractual theories and things of that nature, whereas we're addressing constitutional rights of voters through our candidates and our voters.
And you had mentioned this before, but can you clarify what specifically are you seeking? Is it answers to the questions you raised? Is it something different? What specifically are you seeking in this petition?
And so if you look on page 15 of our petition, what we're actually seeking is to bar them from engaging in the behavior that they engaged in this past election. That includes, before they dispatch any type of voting machines, that they need to be calibrated. Before they dispatch what they call lines, which is a whole packet of voting equipment that's supposed to go to each voter center, we want to make sure that they have everything in there. They were dispatching certain lines with broken equipment, with missing parts. And that's very important because Ms. Longoria has given statements trying to blame it on the parties pranking each other, alleging that they stole each other's ballot boxes. No, what happened is the election administrator failed to actually dispatch the proper equipment. So our lawsuit is seeking an injunction to prevent them from engaging in this behavior again.
And then the candidates who are part of this petition did not win in their primary races. Is this about the outcome of not winning, or is this about your concerns about the procedure?
No, this is about procedure. My clients / candidates, they have not come to me saying that, hey, I want a do-over. They were more concerned about the actual process. This is not an election contest. This is purely a constitutional challenge for injunctive relief, which is separate and apart from election contests. I think the county needs to be aware, though, with this new 10,000 votes, that there may be future candidates file an election contest, which will further complicate this past election cycle.
And then in terms of the legal process, what's the next step for your petition? Where do we go from there?
Well, we just had the office served today. From there, we'll wait for the county to respond, and then based off their response, we'll either make an appearance for some other procedural motions or begin the actual discovery process.
And even if Ms. Longoria does leave office, will your petition be allowed to continue?
Yes, we will continue forward with the lawsuit.
Can you give us your name again and spell it too?
Sure. My name is Oliver Jason Brown. That's Oliver, Jason, Jason, Brown, like the color.
And then can the candidates just introduce themselves and their party so we know who's?
Sure, absolutely.
Richard Vega.
George Reisner, Democrat, running for County Commissioner Precinct 2.
Bianca Gracia, Senate District 11 candidate on the Republican end. Do you want me to spell it for you?
You provide it.
Okay.
So in closing, I really want the message to be very clear from this group of supporters, from my clients, and even from me personally. This lawsuit is bipartisan. It means that both sides agree that there's a problem and it needs to be fixed. We have to end this divide over elections, and the way that we'll do it is through this lawsuit. Any other questions from Telemundo? No? Well, thank you for your time. Good?
Thank y'all for fighting for us. Thank you.
Yes, very much.
Did you need us to say anything?
Very much.
They didn't need us to say anything. They didn't need us to say anything.
See you again.